Last month, a guy named Peter Steinberger built a company using Claude Code. Just him. No team, no developers. OpenAI acquired it for what reports describe as hundreds of millions of dollars. One person. That story would have been impossible 2 years ago. It is barely surprising in 2026. And the reason has everything to do with a feature most professionals have never heard of. It is called Claude Code Skills. And after spending the last 3 months building my own, I am convinced this is the single biggest leverage opportunity for non-technical people right now. Not crypto, not dropshipping, not another course on prompting. A system that lets you teach AI your exact workflow in plain English and have it run the entire thing with one command. No coding, no technical background, just a text file and a clear process. Here is what most people get wrong about AI. They treat it like a search engine with personality. Type a question, get an answer, close the tab. That is how 95% of professionals still use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all of them. One prompt at a time, starting from scratch every single session. It is like hiring a brilliant consultant, explaining your entire business from zero every Monday morning, and then firing them on Friday. Every week, same conversation, same setup, zero compounding. 3 months ago, Claude released a feature that changes this completely. They call it Skills. Let me explain exactly what it is, because once you understand this, you will see AI differently. A skill is a plain English text file, not code, not a special programming language. A regular text file where you describe, in your own words, how you want a task done. Your standards, your voice, your step-by-step process, the things you would normally explain to a human assistant over and over. You save that file once. From that moment on, every time you type a single command, Claude follows those exact instructions. Same quality, same standards, no re-explaining, ever. It remembers because the instructions are written down. That is the breakthrough. Let me make this concrete. Say you write client proposals every week. Without a skill, you open Claude, explain your business, explain the format, explain the tone, explain the pricing structure, every single time. With a skill, all of that lives in one file. You type, write proposal for Sarah's marketing project. And Claude already knows your format, your tone, your pricing tiers, your follow-up structure. Done in minutes instead of an hour. Think of the difference this way. Before Skills, using AI was like cooking from memory every night. Sometimes brilliant, sometimes a disaster. And you can never quite repeat the good ones. Skills are your recipe book, written down, tested, consistent. Except the chef works 24 hours a day and never takes a sick day. What makes this even bigger, Skills follow an open standard. Build them once and they work across Claude Code, the Claude desktop app, and the API. Andrew Ng, the Stanford professor who has taught more people about AI than anyone alive, just released a free course specifically on this. His words: skills are folders of instructions that equip agents with on-demand knowledge and workflows. When the man who trained 8 million students in machine learning builds a course around a feature, that is your signal. The numbers back it up. Over 7,000 skills in the ecosystem, up from about 50 a year ago. Claude Code has 5.2 million installs in VS Code alone, passing OpenAI's Codex. The platform hit $2.5 billion in annual revenue faster than ChatGPT did, faster than any software product in history. Now here is what actually matters. You do not need to be one of the 5.2 million developers to use this. Skills are not code. They are instructions written in the same language you would use to train a new employee. If you can write an email explaining how you want something done, you can write a skill. I want to show you what this looks like in practice. Not my personal setup, but what everyday business owners are doing with this right now. A real estate agent in Austin wrote a skill that takes a property listing and generates a full marketing package, social media captions, email sequences, and a neighborhood comparison report. Before the skill, 2 hours per listing. After, 12 minutes. She runs it for every single property and says it is added about 15 hours of selling time back into her week. Or take a freelance consultant who built a skill for client proposals. He describes the project in 3 sentences. Claude pulls from his past proposals, matches the tone, structures the deliverables, estimates pricing based on scope, and outputs a ready-to-send document. His close rate went up because the proposals got faster and more consistent. Kaizen AI documented a case where a business built a custom invoice processor. It takes 54 PDF invoices, processes them simultaneously using parallel sub-agents, extracts every line item, validates against supplier records, and outputs accounting-ready entries. That is not a Fortune 500 company. That is a business that decided to stop doing things manually. Those are individual business owners. Now scale that up. ServiceNow, a company with 29,000 employees, rolled Claude out across their entire sales team. The result? Seller preparation time dropped by 95%. What used to take a rep an hour before every call now takes 3 minutes. Imagine what those reps are doing with the extra 57 minutes. They are selling. Zapier went even further. They built 800 internal Claude-powered agents, not for their customers, for themselves. Their automated tasks grew 10x in a single year. Across all enterprise deployments, over 500,000 staff hours saved, $90 million in measurable business impact. And this is still year one. Stop and think about what this means for you, even if you are not running a Fortune 500 company. Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, the company that built Claude, said at their developer conference that he believes a billion-dollar company with a single human employee could appear this year. Not someday, 2026. His confidence level? 70 to 80%. That sounds crazy until you look at who is already doing it. Remember Peter from the opening? He is not an anomaly. Peter Levels built over 70 projects solo, and the winners, Nomad List, Remote OK, generate millions in recurring revenue. One person, no team, just systems. Here is the pattern. What used to require 50 to 200 employees can now be done by one founder with the right AI systems. Skills are how you build those systems, not by learning to code, not by hiring a tech team, by writing plain English instructions that tell AI exactly how you work. This solopreneur era is not coming, it is here, and skills are the infrastructure that makes it possible. Every business that is growing right now without adding headcount is doing some version of this. Whether they call them skills or workflows or agents, the principle is identical. Teach the AI once, let it run forever. Now here is something that surprises most people when they first hear it. Skills do not just follow instructions, they can chain together. One skill can trigger another. A research skill feeds into a writing skill. A writing skill feeds into a formatting skill. A formatting skill feeds into a distribution skill. You are not building one assistant, you are building a team of specialists that handwork off to each other automatically. That is the real power nobody is talking about. A single founder with 5 or 6 well-built skills has the operational capacity of a small team. Not theoretically, practically. The AI handles the repeatable work. You handle the strategy, the relationships, and the decisions that actually require a human brain. 70 to 90% of code at Anthropic itself is now written by Claude. The company that built the AI is using it to replace its own manual processes. That should tell you everything about where this is going. Now, I am not going to pretend this is magic. I want to give you the honest picture. There is a staff engineer at Sanity who published a blog post titled, and I am not making this up, "First attempt will be 95% garbage." He spent 6 weeks refining his approach. That is real. Your first skill will not be great. Your third one will be decent. By your fifth, you will wonder how you ever worked without them. There are real limitations too. Long sessions fill up Claude's context window, and you will need to restart. Some complex workflows need to be broken into smaller skills. And cost. While the Pro plan starts at $20 a month, professionals who run skills heavily will probably need the $100 max plan. Perspective matters though. A few days of building and testing can give you a system that saves hours every single week. Over a year, that compounds into hundreds of hours of reclaimed time. At even a modest hourly rate, that is tens of thousands of dollars. The $100 monthly subscription pays for itself before lunch on the first day. Businesses are reporting 25 to 75% productivity gains, depending on how deeply they implement this. And every week those skills run, the results get more consistent. Not because the AI learns, but because your instructions get sharper. You refine the recipes. The output compounds. I have built my own set of skills that run my content business. Research, writing, production, distribution, all of it touches a skill at some point. I am not going to walk you through the specifics because I spent months refining them and they are my competitive edge. What I will tell you is this. My weekly content production went from over 12 hours of manual work to about 90 minutes of commands. Same quality, often better because the skills enforce my standards even when I am tired. That is the real power here, not the individual tasks, the compounding. Every skill you build makes your operation tighter. Every week you run them, the quality gets more consistent. You stop thinking in tasks and start thinking in systems. Every repetitive workflow in your business, the research, the reports, the emails, the social media, the proposals, is a skill waiting to be built. Business owners implementing this report saving 10 to 15 hours per week. Not because they work less, because the repetitive portion now runs on autopilot. So here is your move. Tonight, build one skill. Grab your notes app and answer this. What is the one task you repeat every week that makes you think, I wish someone else could just do this? Researching topics, writing proposals, formatting reports, creating social media content, summarizing meetings. Pick the biggest time drain. Write down exactly how you do it, step by step, plain English, the way you would explain it to a brilliant new hire on their first day. Save it as a text file, run it once, refine it, run it again. Andrew Ng's course on deeplearning.ai is free, link in the description. The Claude Skills Gallery has thousands of examples to study. Start there tonight. Once your first skill works, once you type one command and watch 2 hours of work happen in 5 minutes, something permanent shifts in your brain. You stop seeing AI as a chatbot you visit. You start seeing it as an operating system you own. Peter Steinberger saw that. He built a company alone and sold it for hundreds of millions. The real estate agent in Austin saw it. She got 15 hours of her week back. Zapier saw it. 800 agents, 10x growth, and they are just getting started. The question is not whether this is real. The question is whether you will be the person who builds the system or the person who is still copy-pasting into ChatGPT a year from now while everyone around you compounds. If you want to go deeper, I put together a free cheat sheet, 50 AI business ideas that actually work, with the income potential and exact tools for each one. Link in the description. And if you want the templates, resources, and community behind every video I make, join Zero to AI Founder on School. That link is down there too. Build your first skill tonight. Come back and tell me what you automated. Subscribe, because every week, this is what we do here. Real tools, real leverage, real results.